back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a kit video. The kit video is kit we use when we're out and about doing common photography and also doing content creation. I've geared this kit video around our stay at Skokholm. So Skokholm is a lesser known island below Skokholm off the corner of Pembrokeshire in Wales. So we stayed there. It's basically an off-grid island. They have got solar and bits and pieces. I'll get into that as I get into the video. But I want to show you more or less what you should or shouldn't be taking, or give you some ideas for inspiration if you're looking for that. We spent nearly 3 months looking after we booked for Skokholm on what we should be taking. A lot of it's common sense, so a lot of it is different photography equipment. If you know your photography, you'll take what you need to take. If you know what you're taking for clothing, layers, how you are as a person, whether you're a hot person or cold person, then you know what to take. It's a common sense kind of approach. But what we didn't really know was anything concrete, as in we didn't know if, has Skokholm got power? Has Skokholm got power? Who's got showers? Who's got a shop? One island has, one island hasn't. Listen to the video and it might give you some idea of how you can plan your trip and also which island will suit better for you and how you are as a person. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Right, first of all is my bag. So I've got a lot of notes on my phone, so I refer back to my notes as I go through. Right, this is a Manfrotto Pro Light Flexi Loader, 17 litres, absolutely brilliant. Done hundreds of trips with me, quite literally hundreds of trips. Comes with its own little bag, which I'll tell you about in a sec. Loads of pockets, and these all come out, these all modular, they move about as you feel you need for your camera. This is all set up for my camera, so I won't take it all out to show you, but everything inside this comes out. Basically there's little netted pockets with zips, places for other stuff. There's zips at the front, which I keep my gloves and a hat in, which you're going to see a bit later on. And also there's plenty of stuff for bottle holders, tripod holders on both sides. And this is actually a better designed bag. I can mess with this, isn't I? It's a better designed bag than the one I had previously. This particular bag has got an anti-sweat backing on it. I've carried this round Bushy Park in 30-degree heat. I sweaty back once, and it feels nice to carry. You don't feel laboured or hot with it. Proper angled straps as well to go round your shoulders as it's sitting on there. The bag that I've got, which I'll show you in a sec, that I use occasionally, very rarely, my daughter uses more than anything now. It's got straight straps on it, straighter straps than this. It just makes the outside of my fingers go numb. It's almost like it pushes on a pressure point. This is much more curved and much better, I feel, for me as a person. Chest strap goes across one side to the other, and waist strap goes across, holds it on there. So it feels like somebody's hugging you from behind. Absolutely perfect. Side carry handles, top carry handles, expansion at the back, zips at the back, expansions for laptop, or you can put a gimbal into it as well. And also, if you are deciding to go abroad, this has actually got a lock that's actually built into it as well as part of the frame, and this locks up the zips. So it's it's in the bag as it is. If you're ever wondering what this is actually a QR code. So I've actually attached this to one of the zips. So when we're out doing street photography, you're out and about. I actually went to a local zoo. It was in Colchester, but I went to a zoo, and a couple of people asked me a few questions about what kit I'm using, what I'm doing. You know, am I a pro photographer? Hell no. I'm an amateur photographer. So I like to show what I'm doing. I don't want to put my camera down and give people business cards left, right and centre. So I say, hey, have you got your phone on you? Most people have got their phone within arm's reach. So take a picture of that, or shine your camera at that, show your camera at that, and the QR will come up, tap on it, and it'll take you to my Instagram account. A lot of my friends now are using these as well. So I basically made this laminate piece of cardboard, printed it out. It works really well. And also, when you're out doing street photography, when you're out doing bits and pieces, I know this is not based on the island, but just hear me out. If you're out and you're taking photos of, say, inspirational looking police station architecture on the building, or you're taking a particular picture down towards a military base and there's some beautiful looking statues and things around, you may get questioned what you're doing, quite rightfully so. With this, at least it shows that your intentions are clear and you're not doing anything. If you have to show ID, that's fine, but you're not just being stupid. You are doing something for your own benefit and for creating content. You're not up there, for no good. So that's my bag. So very happy with the bag, no problems with it. The one I used to have before was this cheap Manfrotto. Well, not cheap Manfrotto, nothing cheap at Manfrotto, but they've got hard clips and hard straps, and there's not really a bottle holder, and there's not really where you can put a tripod in, and yeah, I want that rubbish. Anyway, so bag. This is not an exclusive list of what you exactly should be taking. As I said, a little bit of common sense, but that's the bag I'm using. Love it to bits. Haven't got a problem with it. Little bag that comes with it. I use this as a spares bag, so I'm not going to take them all out. Cables in one side. And in the other side, I've got tape. You never know how often tape comes in handy. Tape's brilliant. Keep tape on you. Screwdriver. Allen keys, other bits and pieces, and a clamp, which I'm going to show you in a little while. So, yeah, brilliant. Cameras. Let's talk about cameras. I've got two particular cameras. I've got action cameras as well, which I'm going to show you those in a sec. You're currently on my Sony ZV-E10 with an 18 to 300 Tamron lens on. It's the best lens I use for street photography, and also it came in clutch so many times, taking pictures of the puffins up close. That said, I think the best camera that you could possibly have on you when you're at Skokholm is the one you've got in your pocket. A guy that we met on the island that we friended called Rob, he got a stunning shot. He was laying down at Crab Bay, with his feet down towards a bird hide, got this little flappy shot of a puffin coming in. Unbelievable. Yeah, perfect. With a bloody mobile phone. None of this expensive photography equipment. So, hi Rob, if you're watching, brilliant video. If you are looking at taking more expensive equipment, or you can borrow equipment off of somebody, or buy your own, or you've got your own, I recommend telephoto lenses. Let me start slowly back at the beginning. Sony ZV-E10, 18 to 300 Tamron lens. Perfect up close to the puffins, perfect in the bird hides, perfect for taking bits and pieces when you walk around the island. If you're taking pictures of the vista, taking pictures of interesting rock formations, pictures of the lighthouse without having to stand back 250 metres, you'll see why in a sec. Perfect lens. I couldn't ask for more. Perfect body on the camera. Couldn't ask for more. And all my cameras have got something called small rig cage around them, which I'm going to show you on this one in a minute. The small rig cage basically has got holes around it, so screw holes. So you can wind different things onto it, which is where this is going to come in a sec. This is basically a small rig clamp. So you undo this clamp and you can basically bolt the clamp to the side. And if you undo this, and you take one of my battery packs, which I'll talk through in a sec, you can basically slip one of the battery packs through here, basically do it up, battery doesn't fall out, and you can basically bolt that to the side of the cage, cable in the side of the camera. You basically got not infinite power, you've got a considerable amount of power. These are 10,600 milliamp battery packs, and they will charge that camera you've got on there now, that you're watching me on now. It will charge that battery 4 times out of this. So yeah, they're absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that goes back into my spares bag, and we'll talk about battery packs in a sec. I just thought talk about that while I'm here. Also, while I'm here, back to my bag, sorry, there's something else I have to show you as well, is this Peak Design clip. So when you're out walking about, say if your hand's getting wet, or if you're eating a sandwich while you're walking about, or you're paying for a coffee, obviously not on Skokholm or Skoma, if you're paying for a coffee, or even you just want to use the toilets and wash your hands afterwards, this clip here is perfect for just clipping your camera up onto, and it frees up all your hands. Perfect. Peak Design clips, best accessory I've ever bought. Definitely love it. Right, now to my big boy. Oh, big boy is my Sony a6700 and my Sony 2 to 600mm lens. This is a phenomenal powerhouse of a combination with the AI built into the A6700 and the phenomenal fast shutter speed and fast focusing you can get with this particular lens. Wow, you can trace things through the sky. The AI will find it in the sky and physically keep it in frame. It will track it. There are bird, human and other bits and pieces, and it does focus eye tracking as well. So you could be pointing at somebody, and even if they turn their head away, the tracking box will stay in the same place. So when they come back round again, it'll lock back onto the person. I can't knock the Sony cameras. The good thing about this as well is it is on a crop sensor as well. It's not a full frame camera. So my 2 to 600 is actually a 2 to 600. I think this is a 3 to 9. So might be wrong with that, but around that kind of ballpark figure. I know it's a crop and it's not a true full frame lens, and people that do full frame and more professional photographers, they go, oh, you can't get into all that cropping. I know, but I love it. I love it to bits. I haven't got a problem with it. It's like me having a converter on my camera and I don't need one. I've got it built in. So yeah, perfect. And I've matched that with a decent foot as well. The Sony foot is quite loose and quite cheap, funny enough. So I've matched that with something called an iShoot foot as well. Perfect for the tripods. I'll talk about those a bit later. And this is a small rig cage that fits on here. It comes with its own key that's magnetic, that stays on the bottom. But it's perfect because you can match anything you want around the circumference of the camera, bolt holes everywhere. And also it gives you a bit more grip as well to actually hold it. My hands are quite big and I hate holding small little things. So that's perfect for me. Love that. Absolutely love it. And it matches with the strap. As I said, when you've got this over your shoulder and you've got the other, as you're recording on now, bolted onto here, your hands free. So it's much easier to walk around the island, do what you need to do. I said, pay for a coffee, go to the toilet, wash hands, whatever. You've got everything here without putting it all down. So a bit of security risk, and if you don't want to be holding the camera between your legs, somebody nudges you, drop it on the floor. Just use accessories that you can buy online. So yeah, perfect with that. I've also got a 16 to 50 that doesn't see the light of day very much, in more ways than one. This is my night photography lens. So if I'm going to town centres and I want plenty of light getting in, it's got a nice low aperture of 3.5. You can go lower. I don't like having too much of a fisheye. And it's used for astrophotography, take bits of stars and bits and pieces, light trails and bits and things like that. So yeah, absolutely love that. 16 to 50. What you're on now is an 18 to 300. In fact, it does just as good job as that, but I just like that better. It's lighter, easier system to run with. So yeah, 16 to 50 or the 18 to 300, perfect lenses. You want bird photography, 2 to 600. Best lens out there at the moment without spending 15 grand. Action cameras. Now, both these cameras you probably won't use. You might, I don't know, it depends how you are as a person. You definitely won't be using a windscreen mount, there's no cars allowed on either of the islands. But this is what I use for travelling down, travelling long distances, if I want to have a bit of a POV. So I use my GoPro, which I'll talk about in a sec. Basically mounts the back of this mount here, take this mount off and basically snap it to the back of there, goes up in the windscreen, points forward, press that, you've got a screen on the back. It's basically simple as that. I'm not going to knock on about what a GoPro does and what it doesn't. It's an action camera. If you don't know what a GoPro is, Google one. Yeah, you can get them from pretty much anywhere. This particular one I've got here is the Hero 7 Black. I don't have any issues with this. I have a lot of people complain online that, oh, my GoPro doesn't work properly, or this doesn't work properly, or it's got problems with this. And I've had a problem with this. So otherwise you're misusing your cameras and not treating them with the respect that they deserve as a camera, as a content creation camera, an action camera, or just a way of vlogging. And you can strap it to a tripod as well. So a way of vlogging. So basically, I can't put this camera, but you get the idea. You know what this does. So yeah, I've got no problems with this. This is brilliant for putting down on the floor. I've actually got a really good shot on this tripod, funny enough, actually on the floor with the GoPro stuck on it and the puffins are coming up and sniffing all around it. So this kind of gear is really good. Light, easy to run, simple to charge, and it just slap a SD card into it and you're ready to go. Absolutely brilliant. But the footage I got was, yeah, perfect. Didn't have to get near the puffins, didn't have to worry them. They come over to me in their own time and then go again. So action camera, GoPro, get one if you can get one. If you can find a Hero 7 Black, getting rarer and rarer now, then get one. The other thing I've got is an Insta360 Go. Now this is a nice little camera. This actually disconnects away, so when it's inside, it charges when it's inside the unit. So basically this disconnects away, so you can use this for some really funky stuff. So the screen on the back actually shows what the camera's seeing right now, so you can see it in live time. You can't see it now, it's not switched on. But when I went down to Cornwall to go and do some street photography, I used this to go through the dock, I used this for the ticket machine, and I used this for parking the car. Let me explain. The ticket machine, this is magnetic. So when you slap it onto something, I've got anything magnetic around me typically, but this bit on the back of here is magnetic. You can probably hear when it goes into here. Right? So that piece, I basically slapped on the back of a metal railing, reversed the car up to it and stopped, looked like a third cameraman. When I'm walking about, I have my hat on me. I told you you'll see my hat in a sec. I have my hat on me with this mount, and basically I take the camera out, slap that into there, which is also magnetic, put this on the peak of my cap. I have a camera, and you can see what you're doing. The only downfall I don't like about this camera, and it is the only downfall that I don't like about it, is that it hasn't got an SD card, which is an absolute design flaw as far as I'm concerned. It's only got an 8 gig card in it. Sorry, an 8 gig hard drive in it. Really, you need to really have an SD card, because pulling stuff in and out, I could use this camera so much more than I'll be using my GoPro, because it's better footage and it's lighter and it's got more functionality with the way it pulls the camera in and out. It's good for the island because you can put stuff on the end of a stick. So again, you can take this out of here, snap that onto there, extend the pole out. So it's good for getting up close to the puffins without poking them. You don't want to do that. But you can get up close and you can do some really funky low down shots and follow them bits and pieces. Yeah, I've got a problem with that, absolutely love it to bits. But not having an SD card in it is a real pain in the arse, because when the SD card will start to get full, you pull one out, put another one back in. No, because once you fill that up, it's filled. You now have to put it in your bag and leave it alone until you found a computer, found a way of dumping the SD card off, dumping the hard drive off inside. With an SD card, you just swap it out. Design flaw. Whoever thought of that? Wasn't thinking outside the box at all. Chest mount. When I went over on the boat and when I walked down the jetty, walked onto the boat, and when I went over on the boat and walking up the jetty when we actually went to Skokholm and walking around the majority of the island, I had my camera hanging down by my side, had what you're recording on now up on here, and I had a chest mount on, and I'll be careful because I've got the mic on so I won't slap this on here. Basically this goes up and over your shoulder, goes down, round, looks like I'm wearing a bra but with a big camera on the front of it, and it's got an audio pod on the front of it as well, so basically take it out of this cage, slap it into there and turn it on, it records everything, you're hands free. You can still do what you need to do, and it's good for if you're cutting your food up, or if you're trying to record something, or you can lay it down, leave the camera running, acts a bit like a tripod. It's multifunctional, it works really well. Love this, absolutely love it to bits. So now, camera equipment done. Clothing, boots, etc. None of anything I've got here is sponsored by anybody whatsoever. I bought this with my own hard-earned money, and everything I've got here I'll speak honestly about to you. You don't have to use my equipment. This is just a bit of inspiration for you and how I found my equipment, so it's fine. Alright, first of all, Revolution Race. Brilliant trouser company, and they do tops and bits and pieces as well. I use the trousers all the time. I pretty much live in them. Revolution Race, if you do pyjamas, get me some, because I'll wear them as well. I wear them 24 hours a day. Absolutely love them to bits. They are brilliant. They're splash proof. I don't get hot with them. I don't get cold with them. Depends what climate you're in. And I absolutely love them to bits. So much so I bought 3 pairs, and they're over £100 each. So I absolutely love them to bits. I wouldn't change them for the world. They fit me. The cut is perfect, like they've been cut for me, like they've been tailored. I know a lot of people saying if you're slightly not so vertically challenged as me, and I'm 6'3", if you're a bit shorter or maybe you're a little bit tubbier, they find you've got problems with fitment. But you can always find something that fits you, and the ladies' cut is slightly different to the man's cut as well. I can't knock them. I can't knock them. Genuinely, I can't knock them. Absolutely love Revolution Race, and I wear them everywhere. Revolution Race, if you want to get in touch and offer me a discount code for my subscribers and my viewers, please let me know, because you're in all of my videos. Come on. Right, next thing. Polos. I use polos and everything. I mean, polos pretty much what I wear. I live in polos, have done for the last nearly 20 years. So when you go on there, be careful about what you're wearing. As I said, it's an Atlantic facing island. So 1 minute you could get up in the morning and it will be hailstones. You could go out, go and have breakfast, come back out and you've got bright sun. You could literally get out onto the island, as you get 3/4 of the way up the island, big black cloud coming towards you, torrential rain. And it's like, wow, it's like different weather climates, all in different parts of the island. Even though the island's so small, you just get hammered with everything as it heads off in towards Wales. So be sensible about your clothing. So waterproofs, definitely wear waterproofs. If you've got a poncho, and I keep a poncho in here permanently, and the poncho is basically zipped into the laptop slot at the back, I'm not going to get it out. It's a pain in the arse to roll back up again. Basically, that's my poncho. It's a camouflage poncho. Not because I wanted in camouflage because I'm a man. It was cheaper than the one that was blue or yellow for some reason. And if I'm taking pictures of birds in a woodland and I'm camped out and I haven't got my ghillie suit on, I don't want a big yellow. I'm a cyclist or I ride a horse or working at the side of the road. I want something that's camouflage so I can hide it. So I just want a camouflage one. Ponchos work really well because if you have a particular weather system coming that's quite hard on you, as in wind and rain, putting my camera away, my big boy away, and putting you away with a ZV-10 with the other lens, tripods not really worried about, they get wet, but the electrical equipment I want to put away, so clip everything off, mics away and everything away. You may not have as much gear that I've got, you might just want to put your camera away, or you just don't want to get bloody wet. Poncho works really well. Chuck it over your head, it's like a mushroom. You just stick your head out the top and you're covered with water. It's like you've got an umbrella over your head with your head sticking out the top of it. And you can just stand with your bag between your legs and put your elbows out and you've got nothing's getting wet. Literally nothing getting wet. Put a hat on as well and then put your poncho over the top. Literally water runs off your hat down to poncho. You are completely dry. No matter what you do, you're dry. So think about ideas with ponchos and bits and pieces. Gloves. You may think, oh, I don't need gloves. Believe me, the wind chill that hacks across the island when we were there, my fingers felt numb. And I'm working cold. Because you're not really moving about, you're sitting, your temperature drops really quickly, and the dirt and the ground leaches heat out of you no matter what you do. So you end up getting a bit of a numb bum and you feel like you have to move about a bit. You're not as moving as much as if you were at work or doing whatever you're doing. So gloves. These are basically just tactical gloves. They're about £12. I got them from an airsoft company. If you don't know what airsoft is, Google it. They've got it from an airsoft company, so they're basically gun gloves. So I looked at photography gloves. I tried on £160 photography gloves, and I couldn't, for the love of money, warrant the reason why they were £160. £160, £12. And these have got grips. They've got a proper finger hold as well. So when you're clicking the shutter, you can feel you've got positive experience on the finger button. I don't understand why you spend so much money. So if you're only taking a camera and you want to take a pair of gloves, tactical gloves, I'll leave a link in the description, like I will with everything here. So they just work. Don't need expensive stuff. Just works.
I also forgot to mention about really good boots. There's certain parts of the island are really, really rough, as you can see here going down towards Mad Bay. There's also parts you have to climb if you decide to do the South Coast Walk. All in all, the island is actually one big rock, so the water expels off it fairly quickly, but there are certain areas it does get quite boggy.
Batteries and power banks. Yeah, a lot of stuff's just appeared on the table, isn't it? Right, so I'll break this down as quickly but slowly at the same time, giving the information why I use it and what it's for. So, this you've already seen already, battery pack attached to it, GoPro sits on top, or the ZV-10 you're on there with my kit lens on that I use for vlogging, and cable in, plug it in the side, pull the handle down. I have power and I have an ability to be able to vlog. You get this, don't you see what that is? Simple. Right, battery packs. You've seen that one already as well. Claps the side of the camera, power in, goes across, got infinite power-ish, not infinite, you know what I'm talking about. These power banks are actually really cool. These power banks, I bought them from Amazon about 6 months ago now. They're actually discontinued. I number them all as well, so you know which one's which. But each one of them's got an in and an out, so you can charge 2 items at the same time. And also, they've actually got a display that, if you can see on that one, says 100%. So you know when they're charged, and I'll talk about charging in a sec on the island. But you know when they're charged, and also you know which one's which because I've got numbers on them. Because they all look the same, it's like, oh bloody hell, which one's which? So you know you're not going to pick the wrong one up that should have charged and left the full one in the power pack. You get the idea. So these work really well. 10,600 milliamps these are. So this will charge my A6700, my Sony ZV-E10, my mics, my GoPro, and my Insta360 on one power pack. Just one power pack. So I'll talk to you about charge on the island in a sec. Also, I've got these little ones as well. Again, you've seen this already, because this is the one that attaches to the tripod. So if one was to go out, I have another one. You know that tape you said I thought I might not need, and he's an idiot for using it? Put the tape on, so you can tape it back together again. So, yeah, tape. These ones are just another one I use for mobile phone. These are quite cool. You can slip them into a bag and you can charge odds and sods, charge some bits and pieces while you're out and about. The big power pack bricks, they're the ones to be able to use. Batteries. So I bought these boxes from Amazon. I think they were, £4, I think, for 2 of them. And all they are is like a little plastic storage box. And I think they're a stationary thing. If I can find them, I'll leave a link down in the description again. And basically I've done is put a piece of tape all around it inside and basically put the battery packs for my ZV-E10 in there and all my A6700. Then what I've done is I basically, shut that properly, basically got a name on each one. So when they're in the file, they go together, when they're in the bag, they go together, easy to index which one's which, pull the one out for a particular camera I need to change rather than pulling one out. Sod to the door, I'll pick one out and it'll be the other camera. So, labelling stuff, big fan of labelling stuff. Charging packs as well. So what I do with these are the actual charging brick, that's my 6700. These you can get from Amazon, they're about £5, I think they are. And you basically put the battery into it. So like this one, let me put it into the proper one. Basically you've got your battery and you basically find which end it pots into, snap it in, done. And then what I can do is I can then put this end into here and then this end into a power pack. You can see that's flashing and you can see I've got power on as well and it's charging. Yeah? So how easy that was. How long did that take? 30 seconds? So, and I can put 2 batteries in this and I can just leave them somewhere and they flash away, and I have the number pointing towards me. It's at 23% because this already charged something last night, and it just works really well. The other thing to do with these, which are super cool, you can do with these as well, is you can use these for your mobile phone as well. That's actually a wireless charging strip. So you put that down, get your phone, if it's wireless charging ability, put your phone on it, phone charges. What more do you need from a power pack? Just a pity they're discontinued now, but anyway, power packs, power bricks, use them on the island. Solar power, I meant to say about this, didn't I? Right, so the island's hasn't got mains power. It has, but it hasn't. So it generates all its power from sun. I'm not going to explain to you how it converts sun into batteries. Again, Google it if you don't know how it works. But basically, sun, witchcraft, then it goes into power. Yes? Right. So, yes, you've got mains plugs, 3-pin plugs like you all recognise at home. All in the library. I think there's one in the kitchen. I think maybe one in the other room as well. Don't know, maybe. But the library is the main place of the charges. And there's 2 different ends to the library one the wardens never really use, it's got their radios and bits and pieces on it, but you can still use that end, just don't unplug anything. And this end's the more commercial side where people walk in and they charge their power packs, GoPro batteries, whatever you're using for the island. So they have got power there. So the power works really well because as long as sun's coming down, the capacitors are charged, the battery packs have got power, and you can charge stuff. As I said, these are 10,000 plus milliamp batteries. If you plug 3 or 4 of these in, I have 3, plus I plugged in my camera batteries and other bits and pieces as well, you're going to draw a lot of power, very selfish. So we charged these up at the accommodation before we left to get on the boat in the morning. So we charged this up at a beautiful B&B called Foxdale. We basically plugged them all in, charged them all up, did what we need to do, and then we went over on the boat in the morning, everything was charged because we used quite a bit of it vlogging on the way down. So don't plug these in and then bugger off around the island for 5 or 6 hours and leave this running, because you've just taken power when people need the sockets. Power's at a premium. You haven't got power in your room, quite rightfully so, because you'd abuse it. So yeah, use it sensibly, take power bricks if you can get them, use them for what your needs are. And to be honest, there's always power on the island, and if there's not, use your power bricks. So yeah, so power's done. SD card storage. So SD card storage is what it is. This is apparently a waterproof case. I'm not going to test it, but apparently it's a waterproof case. I think it's a sales pitch. Anyway, it's made by something called JJC, and the noises, because the SD cards are inside, foamed pieces inside, very easy to take out, and they just sit back in their recessed hole, don't fall out. So yeah, at the moment I've got 2 SD cards being used. One's in my GoPro and one's on the camera you're recording on now, so this side's empty. And then I've got the rest of these for my slightly massively higher megapixel camera that blasts through this, and then 2 backup cards at the bottom, which are 128GB. So I've actually numbered these as well, because this is another small hack as well. The amount of times I've taken SD cards out when I've been on the island and I've spotted something that's wowed me, or my wife said something to me that's wowed me, or she said, "Oi, look at that," and I've looked across and it's like, which card's which? I don't know. So I have to put it back into the camera and it's like, oh, that one's blank, or that was a good 50-50 chance of getting it right, or I put it in, that's got my photos on I've just taken, so put it back out and put the other one back in. It's a flaff. So you number everything and put what the gigabyte is on the front of the card, put it into a box like this, you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't rattle and it keeps it safe, and apparently waterproof. So storage done. Mic setups. This is a Rode mic. So this is a Rode mic. I think it's a directional mic. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's a Rode mic Go. I think it is, maybe wrong. Don't know anyway. This is a Rode mic. I don't like it. Sorry, Rode. I don't like it. I use your studio mics with a big boom arm. Brilliant for doing voiceover. This is shocking. If you get anything more than a gentle breeze or a duck farts at 200 metres away, it picks it up. Okay, I want you to record sound, but I don't want you to record every sound. And there's no way of being able to reduce this sound or any kind of filter. I mean, there's a dead cat, and even that doesn't work in the wind. It's pretty poor. For a Rode mic, I mean, I know it's a basic entry-level mic. I mean, it hisses in my mobile phone, which is useless. It hisses on my camera. When I was at a place called Purple Cove, I was actually recording the razor bills down on the cliffs, them all talking, a lot of noise going on, a lot of the sea coming in. I was expecting no kind of hope of getting anything I wanted to get, and it worked perfectly. And it's like, okay, you've got a lot of sea, you've got all the kind of noises, and it's only picking up what I want to pick up. So I thought perhaps it's very, very directional. So I've turned it away and turned it back again, checked back the audio, it recorded it perfectly fine. And then I went up on the cliff and listened to this part of the audio.
I've never seen a better place to have a spot of lunch. Check this out.
Shocking, right? That was recorded with this mic. But it couldn't even record me. I had to go into post and really butcher it in post. And even that I'm not particularly happy about, but I didn't realise until I got back home after having such a good experience filming the razor bills. Anyway, moving on. I've now got a DJI mic. So what I use now, these are DJI basically lapel lavaliers. So this bit here is what I'm talking into now, which you can hear me from. This has got a magnetic piece on the back, so it doesn't have to clip anywhere up here. You want to get a decent distance from your mouth, otherwise it sounds all hissy. Hopefully this isn't hissy. So yeah, this works perfectly well. The other part is actually on the camera. So as I'm looking at you right now, occasionally I would glance up like I am now, and on top of the camera there's a box which is like the receiver end, and that has a cable going into it and going into the mic, into the mic hole, and I can see the actual audio levels moving. So if I shout really loud, I can see the audio level going to the red, so I know I need to wind my voice down a little bit or be less bassy. The reason I'm talking about these is because I actually recorded some stunning audio of the Manx Shearwaters, Storm Petrels, Razorbills, what else we do? There was at least 20 birds over the course of this year that I've recorded with this mic, and it's not even directional, and it picks up exactly what I want to pick up. It's like it's witchcraft, like it knows what I want to listen to, and it only picks up on that. How you've done it, DJI, I don't know. I trust your drones. I trusted this. I did have the Rode mic for a while. You know my feelings with Rode mic, so put this down nicely. That can stay over there. Mic's done. Tripods. This one's carbon fibre, so it's super light. And this one is called, I always get this wrong, and I will spell it out for you. It's Manfrotto B3 GT. So it's not a B3, it's B-E-F-R-E-E, B3 GT. Carbon fibre, light as anything, absolutely light as anything. I love the look of it because I love carbon fibre. But I love the look of it, and it's super light, fits into my kit bag. I haven't got a problem with it, love it to bits. The other one that you're on right now is some old crappy tripod I bought off my marketplace because I use it, abuse it. I've filmed multiple things at Bushy Park with the deer. It's been dumped in basically sludgy water. It's everything's been used and just used and abused and just basically destroyed. So that's the one I use all the time. This is my nicer one because it's carbon fibre and I love it very much. But this one is the one I use out of my kit bag when I want to film. We recently filmed some woodpeckers in a tree. I was using this and using you on the other one there. Also this one, I want to get into macro photography a bit further down the road, which you can do on Skokholm as well. Lots of bugs, lots of butterflies, lots of things walking about that you can grab and you can grab a photo of, sorry. So this, you basically undo the clip, pull the pole out and the camera, it goes out quite wide. So you can basically have your camera here looking down and doing a bit of macro photography without you having to hold it. You should be able to get your focus in the right place, take a load of pictures. So yeah, it works for me. I love it to bits. It's very versatile. It comes up quite tall. This is the obviously head fit onto it as well, and it's fluid as well. But I just love it, and it can lay flat as well. So yeah, I just love the bits. The functionality of it. It's fairly expensive. I can't remember what it was. And as my wife's watching this, I'm not going to tell you. So, no, I don't know. I think it's about 250 quid or something like that. I can't remember. It might be more, maybe less. But good investment, good buy. Don't go anywhere without it. You never know when you need a tripod. Yeah, perfect. So, the other one was that you've seen so many times. But yeah, tripod again. Absolutely perfect for leaving somewhere. Put the GoPro on it. Acts like a third cameraman. And acts like a vlogging camera as well because you can pull the legs out as well. So again, perfect for that. On the last note of tripods, this isn't really a tripod, but you can get a tripod foot that screws into it that holds it down. A bit wiggly giggly, but it works. But this is mainly used, as I said, for getting up close and personal stuff. And it's perfect for that. So what the tripod doesn't make up for, this does. Again, tripod-y thing. So yeah, tripod's done. Right, accessories and other gear. Right, where should I go with this one? Right, you've seen that bag. That's my spares bag. It's got all my accessories and bits and pieces into it. That's done. We won't go back over that again. I have painkillers. Painkillers are, you're on your feet pretty much the whole time. If you like walking about, that's fine. You are sleeping in the bed you're not used to. There is a lot of noise outside with the Manx Shearwaters. I won't tell you any more. Just listen to this.
Nothing ridiculous coming overnight. It'd be great to have, take them out in the forest. or grandma on the
Even
sea.
night or in the
Probably in both, but this was looking daylight. Any work we do at night, obviously every bird we hand either has a ring on before we pick it up, or we put a ring on it. These
Yeah, so as you can hear, a lot of noise, painkillers. These are just basic paracetamol. But you never know when wife wants one, I want one. I'm not a big druggy fan, I don't like painkillers, but you never know, you might need one. You haven't got them on you, you're going to need them. If you've ever got them on you, you're never going to use them. And I've never used them. There's got to be some logic in there somewhere, surely. And other accessories is this as well. This is good for the island as well, because I don't like taking a laptop on the island because obviously the battery situation. This is like a little memory card reader. So basically this, I'll take the memory card out, I'll just fire some random memory card into it. Basically put the memory card into it, and then this bit goes in the bottom of your mobile phone and you can put it onto your phone. Don't need a laptop. So it's perfect when you're taking photos on the island. These you can buy for about £4 or £5 off Amazon, and all they are is an SD card to whatever your bottom of your port is on the bottom of your phone. I think there's a universal USB now. I don't think there's lightning important things exist only on old iPhones. So this is perfect, doesn't go anywhere, sits in there. And I have Lightroom on my phone as well, a Lightroom mobile version on my phone as well. So that's absolutely perfect for just sticking a few edits on before I'm on Instagram when I can get service on the island. So again, another accessory. Food containers. Oh, I'm having a curry, but you've seen these before, right? These are food containers, aluminium stuff, cardboard lid, goes on top. Normally you get a curry inside, or Chinese or whatever. We've all seen them before. My wife had an inspirational idea that we sort of thought ahead. We looked at the way the kitchen was working on the island. We'd seen a few snapshots of the kitchen, a few ideas, and we thought it looks like quite a tight area to be in. My wife came up with a really cool idea of actually putting lasagna in these. Putting lasagna inside, putting the lids on, slapping it all up, putting it into a cool box, leaving it on the car, drifting across in the boat, and it going into the fridge and freezer when you're on the island. Now, there's twofold attack with this. You stay out of everybody's way, because you don't have to do any prep, and you're not wasting any food. Potato peelings, carrot tops, wrappers, potatoes, tins, potatoes, mash, whatever. You're not wasting it because it's all in one go. Also, you're staying out of everybody's way, as I said, when it's intensely busy. Now, how do I know when it's intensely busy, Carl? How do you know that? Well, when do you normally eat? It's roughly when everybody else is going to be eating. So you can just slap it into the oven, or you can call out to somebody else in the oven and go, hey, I'm using the oven, anybody else using it in the next 10 minutes? And if somebody says, yes, I will be, okay, well, let's share the gas, put our two containers in together, wife's one, my one, and whatever that person is you just spoke to's meal at the same time. So yes, there are ways to prepare food in the islands within, not the islands, but the islands as in around the kitchen. There are multiple places you can chop and prepare food, but this one I found better. Also, we didn't know, and this is the other reason for watching this video, is that when you go on the island, you're introduced to Richard, which is one of the wardens, Richard and Gazelle. So they will tell you about, or Richard told us about the fridge and freezer, two big chest freezers. So it's basically lid up, basket out, lid back down again. And you get basically a wire plastic coated basket, which is one per room. So these, we didn't know, and it just worked out sheer luck. These fit perfectly in the basket. Now I don't know how big the basket is, but you know how big these are. That's how wide the basket is in case you need to know when you go. One thing I would say is don't buy the big cartons of milk. Because when you shut the lid down, hits the top of the container, and they burst and it soaks everybody else's food down below if one falls over or something. So yeah, be conservative about the baskets. If you look on the video in the set, you'll see the baskets that Kate's loading here. Just put these in, and they work really well. And you can just put them back in. As I said, chuck them in the oven afterwards. So yeah, 2-4 container, an inspired idea by my wife, and probably one of the best ideas on the island. Food was done in 10 minutes, and we could sit and have a chat and catch up and relax after being on our feet all day. Brilliant idea, and no waste. Go straight into recycling, which they've got recycling bins on the island. So yeah, if you can do it, do this. It's a brilliant idea.
You also have access to a larder, which is on the left hand side at the back of the kitchen. As you enter this room, you'll see there's loads of shelves on the wall. Each one of these shelves has a name. The name represents the room that you're staying in. Put all of your dry goods onto here, they'll be perfectly safe.
On the note of food, graze bars. Not sponsored by Grays. I use these because they're quick and easy and not much rubbish behind them as well. A bit of a rubbish. I don't like having rubbish thrown around. A bit of a, I hate throwing rubbish while making a mess. So these are absolutely brilliant. They're like a little mini flapjacks inside. These are particular ones of peanut butter. You can get other flavours exist, but they just get tucked into a bag. So when you're out and about and you're walking about, brilliant way of keeping yourself on your toes. Don't leave any rubbish. Put the rubbish back in your bag. Chuck it in the bin when you get back. Or on the note of this stuff, make yourself some flapjacks and put it in some cling film or something. Very little to throw away. Think on your feet. One thing I would say about food on the island is that Skokholm and Skokholm has a shop, Skoma doesn't. I remember I said about this at the beginning of the video, where Skoma has a shower and Skokholm doesn't. You have to work out which one you want. Haven't been to Skoma, can't comment, not going to. A shower's a shower, water, get clean. It's simple. A shop on Skokholm is not particularly well stocked, and I don't mean that in a horrible way, but it's not particularly well stocked. But it's stocked enough for you to be on the island as you're there. It's not like walking into your local Tesco's, Asda, or whatever supermarket you use, or even a corner shop. It's very little, but it's enough that, you know, I've eaten all my food, I'm starving hungry, I've had to stay a couple of days over because the boat's not coming to pick us up because we've had a storm. Crap, what do I eat? It's like, okay, I'll pop into the shop. They have cash there, you have a tab you can set up, and as long as you pay it before you leave. But they have things like, I can't remember, it's like tin peaches, tin pears, had tins of curry, packets of pasta, there was ginger biscuits, there was UHT milk. There's enough there to keep you going, definitely keep you alive for being on the island, and it's reasonably cheap. It's more expensive than buying it on mainland, but you've got to think they've got to ferry it across on the boat, and there is a cost to that. So yes, you pay slightly more, but hey, they're giving you a shop. Skoma can't even do that, and they're a bigger island. 250 people a day visit that. Why? Sheet, pillowcase, duvet cover. No, it's not a weird version of rock, paper, scissors. You need to take this with you. When you try to go over, you'll get paperwork on your booking form, and the big bold print, which it was when we had it, was you need to take pillowcase, duvet cover, and sheet. The reason for why is because when you're sleeping on it, you just pick it back up and take it away with you. You can wash it when you get back home. So it's an extra thing for you to buy, yes, granted, but you're not sleeping on where somebody else has just slept. The girls do an amazing job cleaning the place when people leave and when they go back again. And I've seen this firsthand because we were in the middle of a changeover and we saw them running round, and the place was spotless. And this place is clean anyway, but the place was spotless. So yeah, hats off to the girls who did the cleaning. And it's not only the girls, everybody chips in, all the staff chip in. So keep your room tidy and clean, but having a pillowcase, having a duvet cover, and having a sheet means that it's one less thing that they have to clean. Bearing in mind there's no washing machines on the island. So having something clean to lay on is perfect for you. Taking it away with you at the end of it, perfect. Which means you can put your dirty bags on there because you've got cover. You can put your head on it if you're a bit sweaty and a bit whatever. There's no showers, so you can have a bit of a wash in front of the sink and then get yourself into bed. But you know you're not going to be as clean as what you are for every proper shower. So take those three things. That's a must. That's something you definitely should be packing into your bag as well. Last of all, cloths. No, I'm not going Morris dancing. These are perfect for keeping things clean and tidy. Now, these are universal whether you're on the island or not on the island. But to wipe stuff down, you've got sea mist coming in, you've got stuff hitting your lens, you've got a lot of dust if it's dry, you've got a lot of water if it's wet. It's just common crap floating around in the air from the wind. These are absolutely perfect. What I usually do with these, I've taken them out of the bag so you can see them. I've got a couple of Ziploc zip tie bags, and basically I fold them up like I'm folding them up in here. And basically I'll sit them in the zip tie bags. And I've got one that's got clean rot on it and one that's got dirty rot on it. I'm not going to put them out here because they've both been thrown in the bin because both got holes in them. So anyway, so I fold them up like this and then basically I'll keep them to one side. As I use them, then I put them to one side and I don't use them again until they've been washed. I don't put them under harsh detergent because it ruins the microfiber part of it. But these go into a bag for clean, use them, put them away, put them into the dirty side. You've got two separation cloths as well, so it's an ideal thing to be using to keep your camera equipment clean. Really, it depends how freaky you are about keeping things clean. I'm not particularly fussed about keeping things clean, but I'd like my lens to be clean so my photos don't look blurry. So yeah, microfiber cloths, and they're ideal for just dumping into your bag as well. Don't weigh anything, and they're perfect. So microfiber cloths. So that's the end of the video. So thank you for watching. Consider liking and subscribing, and if you've got any questions, drop it down in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them. I can only answer them on Skokholm. I can't answer about Skoma. So yeah, I can only answer them about that. So I'll do my best to answer, but both islands are pretty much of a muchness. There are definitely few more positives. Definitely for Skokholm, there is for Skoma from what I'm seeing, to do with the landing, to do with the roping system around the paths. I know which one I'd rather be on, and that's definitely Skokholm. So, and it's away from everybody else as well, limited to a number of people on the island, where on Skoma you say you've got 250 people come in. If you want to know a bit more about what we did when we were there, and you haven't seen the video yet, and you've happened just to land on this video and seen me talking crap about my kit, watch this video here. This is our trip, and this will answer maybe more questions you might have. So thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and see you in the next one.